Throughout the ownership of my Saab 9-3, people always say the same thing. You don't see many of them anymore. So that got me wondering, just how rare is my Saab 9-3? Well, today, with the use of Google AI, I'm going to find out how rare my Saab actually is. So let's first find out how many cars are actually registered on UK roads. As of the latest vehicle licensing figures published, there are approximately 34 to 35 million cars registered on UK roads, out of a total of 42.3 million licensed vehicles. So now let's see how many of them are actually on the road. So according to the latest Department for Transport vehicle data tracked by How Many Left, there are roughly 66,000 total Saab 9-3s remaining registered in the UK. Once actually registered on the road, there are approximately 37,200 Saab 9-3s actively licensed to drive on UK roads, and there are approximately 28,800 Saab 9-3s registered on a SORN. One of those is actually mine. So that does sound like quite a lot of cars, but let's find out as a percentage what they are compared to other cars on the road. Based on UK registration numbers, Saab 9-3s make up approximately 0.11% of all cars on UK roads. To put this into perspective, for every 10,000 cars you see on a daily drive in the UK, only about 11 of them will be a Saab 9-3. So as you can see, that's basically nothing. Let's find out how many Saabs there are per one person in the UK. There is approximately 0.00053 actively driving Saab 9-3s per person in the UK, which means there is roughly one active Saab 9-3 for every 1,880 people. So now let's move on to my car specifically. So it does get a little bit trickier here, as the DVLA doesn't really show us results for a certain year, so like my car being a 2008. So it's a bit more tricky to work out exactly my model of car. However, I have moved over to ChatGPT, as I believe that can give us a bit of a better answer. So this is what it has to say. That combination is extremely rare in the UK. If you combine all of these, facelift 2008 to 2011 style, obviously it went to Griffin after 2011, convertible V6 Aero manual in ice blue metallic, you're probably down to single digits to low 10 type of car in the UK now, potentially even fewer actually taxed and on the road. Why is it so rare? Most facelift convertibles were diesels or 2-litre cars, I agree. Most V6 Aeros are automatic, I agree. Manuals are already uncommon in the V6 convertible, I agree. Enthusiast sources and classifiers regularly describe manual V6 Aeros as pretty rare. Ice blue metallic itself is an uncommon Saab colour, especially on late convertibles. I haven't seen many convertibles actually in ice blue metallic, except a couple. A lot of them are black, silver or grey. Saab production ended shortly after the facelift years, so total production numbers were already relatively low. Even finding examples for sale with similar specs is difficult. I am going to go into Auto Trader in a little bit to see if I can find a close match to my car. Nearly all of them are auto or non-facelift. So a facelift manual V6 Aero convertible in ice blue is the sort of spec Saab enthusiasts generally remember because it ticks basically every enthusiast box, being rare, with a rare engine, rare gearbox, rare body style, rare colour and an end of Saab era car. It's very much a future collectible Saab territory, which I also agree with. I think these cars are going to be worth a lot of money in the future. Maybe in mine, not so much because as you know, it's been crashed and it's got that Cat C marker on its history. So the next question I asked ChatGPT is, could this be a one-of-one car? This is what ChatGPT had to say. Nobody can say with absolute certainty without a DVLA model spec database pull, but based on how specific your combination is, there's a realistic chance it could be effectively a one-of-one on UK roads right now, or extremely close. The biggest rarity multipliers are being a facelift V6 Aero Convertible with a manual gearbox and ice blue metallic. The manual is the killer rarity factor. Saab sold very few manual V6 convertibles because most buyers chose autos. Then add the convertibles surviving in lower numbers, facelift years being short-lived, and a rare colour on top. Realistically, the possibilities are something like licensed on-road 1 to 5 cars or licensed on off-road maybe under 10. So it's almost certainly not a common spec. It may generally be a single surviving tax example, but proving one of one will require DVLA registration or a Saab enthusiast registry. If you want to verify it properly, the best route would be Saab forums or UK Saab Facebook groups, or potentially a paid DVLA V888 data request or Saab registry check. For YouTube and TikTok though, you could very reasonably say things like it being possibly the only V6 facelift manual convertible in ice blue left on UK roads, one of the rarest 9.3 specs ever sold in Britain, or there may be only a handful left. Those are believable without overclaiming. I am not going to go running around saying that my car is a one of one because I can't prove that, and I'm sure there's got to be another version of my car somewhere on the UK roads. So for this final part of the video, I want to move on to Auto Trader and some other sale sites, seeing if there's any matching cars for sale in the UK. So I'm going to use Auto Trader first, and I have found this car. So this is a 2009 1.9 TTID Aero, and as you can see, it isn't the same car. Obviously it's a diesel, mine being a V6, but as you can see with the Auto Trader, there is only this one car and it's not the same. I'm also going to try a website called Car and Classic. So on Car and Classic, there is a V6 convertible, but it is a pre-facelift, it's not ice blue metallic, and it's not in the UK. So how rare do we think my Saab 9.3 is? I think it's pretty rare. As you can see on ChatGPT, it thinks it could very likely be a one of one. Again, I'm not going to go parading around the fact that mine's car's a one of one because I don't know that for a fact. But I hope this video has shown just how rare my car is. If you did enjoy the video, a like and a comment would be massively appreciated. Subscribing as well would be great, and I will see you guys again in the next video.